Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and it's Saturday. You know what that means. It's time for weekly purchases, the time of the week where I find out what the DHL, what the Amazon, what the post office, what the FedEx guy, what the UPS guy, what Waylon Jennings found for me this week, and what I found in the stores as well. It's all wrapped up in a nice bow with some news. It's weekly purchases, and we'll start off this week talking about what we saw on the channel. Figure hunting video. I had to go give a presentation out in Cedar Rapids and Iowa City area this week, so I toured some different stores, some of my non-usual stops with great success. So it was great to go out there, hit some different stores. Always nice for a change of scenery. All of that was in the video yesterday on the figure hunting of the week. Next week, look for me, you Minneapolis folks. I'll be up in Minneapolis next week, hitting the stores, looking for some stuff. I don't know what I'm looking for, but I'll be out there looking. So Minneapolis next week to the channel. We'll see what we come across around the Minnesota area, and specifically Minneapolis. So that's figure hunting news. But this week on the channel, we unboxed Marvel Legends Firestar, the brand new fan channel exclusive. Magneto Marvel Select, a sleeper one for you Marvel Select people out there. We also opened up Elite 84, the brand new set from Mattel's. Opened every single one of those on the channel. And we continued our daily Star Wars unboxings, as I've promised to do a bonus Star Wars unboxing every single day in 2021, and that has continued and rolls on. But let's get into some action figure news of the week. We had a lot of action figure news this week. Some interesting stuff. Super7, the time has come. The pre-order is up. The Thunder Tank. Time to roll on with that one. But at a $450 price point and somewhere around $50 to ship, you're about $500 all in on this bad boy. This is really truly for the hardcore Thundercats fans out there. I feel like I gotta do it. Like I always do with these things, I always wait to the last minute. You remember the backer on the Sentinel, the HasLab project? I knew I was getting multiple Sentinels, but I said I'm going to do it the day before it goes off the books. I just want to wait. I want to wait as long as I possibly can. I got to figure out where I'm ordering from. It sounds like Super7 is your cheapest option, and how I want to pay. Do I pay all at once, or do I do the payment plan? You guys know I hate people sitting on my money, so I'll probably end up doing that payment plan. But we'll see where it goes. The other thing is, will this be 100% funded? Thundercats, I love Thundercats. A lot of you guys love Thundercats. But when you take that big step back, it's not Star Wars. I mean, Star Wars has fans on every corner, on every block. There's Star Wars fans. You can't say that about Thundercats. We all know, was it Bandai? They tried to get the Thundercats license. It failed. Mattel tried to get the license again, and it failed. LJN had it back in the day. It ended. It's not a continuous Star Wars wrestling figure type thing when you're talking about Thundercats. I don't know. I don't know where it's going to go. Will this be funded? I don't know how many they have to make. 10,000? I don't know what the number is. That's why it's so expensive. They're not going to make as many as some of the Star Wars vehicles and things like that out there. We just know that isn't the case. So it'll be really, really interesting how that all seeps out, how that ends up being. But the Thunder Tank is up for pre-order right now. And we also saw from Super7 this week, I talked about it on the channel before, where is the update on this? Where is it? Thundercats Series 1, the Jackalman and Panthro accessory pack that we were supposed to get because the orders weren't quite right. They were messed up, all that fun stuff. We finally got notice those are starting to ship out. If you order from Big Bad Toy Store like me, you'll get them a little later than the Super7 crew, but at the end of the day, you're still getting them, so I'm happy about that. So that's really good as far as Thundercats news. But we'll see where that pre-order goes. I don't know. Part of me doesn't think it will get backed, but we'll see. Time will tell. A couple of quick hits we saw this week in some news. Maestro, Deluxe Marvel Legend, up for pre-order. Hasbro Pulse, Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store. The usual suspects. I got mine pre-ordered. We'll see. Once I get it in hand, I'll decide if I really like it. I'm not so sure. It's not enough meat on the bones. It's a lot of reuse of that Hulk body. We've seen it used a lot. They're getting the most out of that mold, which I guess we can appreciate. But this Maestro, I don't know if it looks as good as the Toy Biz version. That's just my eyes looking at the pictures. We'll see what that looks like when we do get that in hand. Star Wars announced a Deluxe figure this week. I believe a GameStop exclusive. Kind of weird for a Deluxe figure. Cal Kestis, Jedi from one of the video games. You guys know I don't follow the Star Wars video games, so I'm not really familiar with that character. I do have his Black Series from back in the day that I got on clearance. Most video game stuff I pass on unless there's a cheap clearance on it, then I'll pick it up. That's why I got Cal Kestis in my collection now. I don't know if I'm willing to pay $30 on a character. I really don't know. I mean, he's got some accessories in there. He's got some cool things. but you got to vote with your wallet, and I'm not sure on that one. I'm definitely not pre-ordering that bad boy. A little more Star Wars news this week. I got an email from Walmart. I got that vintage collection Mandalorian figure, and it was supposed to come with a little child pin with it. Well, me, like a lot of people, didn't get that pin. Well, Walmart went ahead. They sent me a $10 gift card as a, hey, we're sorry we didn't include that pin. So I'm cool with that. That's Walmart making an error right. I wish they would do that on some people that got their pre-orders canceled. Hasn't been me. I've got every pre-order I've ever done from Walmart, but I know a lot of people have had them canceled over the years. So I'd love to see them do something like that in the future for some of you guys out there. But I thought that was a really cool gesture by Walmart to send a $10 gift card to use at a later date. You guys know I'll use that somewhere on a figure, somewhere along the line. So that was pretty cool. Walgreens, check your Walgreens. We're starting to see Zartan and the Cobra Trooper showing up at your local Walgreens. Seeing them hit there, and then Hasbro Pulse announces there's a delay in shipment till April. So I know a lot of people are unhappy about that, but then on Friday, I got a note from Big Bad Toy Store that my Zartan was preparing to ship. So I should have Zartan next week for weekly purchases, so I'm excited about that. You guys know whenever I get a new G.I. Joe figure, I am excited. So there you go there. Then we had some big news this week. AEW news. It's coming fast. Jeremy and team plugging out, keeping it at the front of everybody's mind with AEW Jazzwares figures. And AEW Unrivaled Series 5 was officially announced this week. We saw the grayscale renderings of Luchasaurus. That was the heavy hitter for me. Big wrestler, masked wrestler, tattooed wrestler. I'm all in. Sign me up. Get me that Luchasaurus figure. But they announced him. They announced Jungle Boy, his tag team partner. I have to think Marco Stunt will be down the road to complete the Jurassic Express, you would have to think. We also saw SCU, Scorpio Sky. That's probably going to be my second favorite figure in the set. I really like Scorpio Sky, so I'm happy to get that. We also see my heavy metal brother, Kazarian, in there. So we'll get the AEW tag team titles, I believe, coming with those. So that is pretty cool. We're also getting John Moxley. We've gotten Moxley before. We're getting another one. I'm not really surprised. We're also getting Hangman Adam Page. Hopefully they fix his big feet problem on this one, but I'm sure they will. Everything keeps continuously improving with the Jazzwares figures, so I'm excited to see Series 5 when they hit the stores and hit our Ringside Collectibles and all that kind of stuff. No pre-order yet, but when it does come, ringsidecollectibles.com, use code Kyle, save 10%. Bam, there it is. AEW figures are pretty cool. We'll see what happens with them. They did talk a little bit. There was a lot of online complaints about the AEW figures with Series 5. No female wrestlers. I've got a couple of takes on that myself, just putting my business hat on. Nothing against female wrestlers, but I think we'd all admit AEW's female roster, as of so far, has not been very strong. They would typically peg warm probably most female wrestlers, but we're at a point in time where nothing is really peg warming. But, everybody says they want female wrestlers. So many people post in tweets and post, oh, females, females, females. Well, people just, they vote with their wallet is what happens. And a lot of these people, the vocal minority is what it is, the internet wrestling figure collecting fan. People that are the most passionate, but you're also the smallest amount. It's just the way it is. And people say they want female figures, and it reminds me of the analogy. I used it online as well. In the grocery business, which I'm very familiar with, every study, every survey to parents and everything is, hey, organics, what do you think? Do you want to serve your family the healthiest options out there? No preservatives, any of that kind of stuff? 99.9% of people say, yes, I want the healthiest, I want all that. But guess what? When it's time to open up that wallet and pay for that, they don't do it. Very few people as a whole buy organic, fresh, that kind of stuff. They buy the cheaper stuff that has the preservatives and all that harmful stuff. That's just the way it goes. And that example is female figures. I could go to about 5 of my local Targets right now and find Billie Kay, who is short-packed, is a store exclusive, and there's a reason Mattel makes her as a store exclusive, because she's not going to sell across the wide line. Mae Young, that'll be the same thing at Walmart. They'll sell, they'll move through, but they're only available at Walmart. They're made in a lot less quantities, and that's just the way it is. Maybe that's changing. Hopefully it is changing. But there's just not as many female wrestling collectors out there that buy just female wrestling figures. to sustain a line like that, and to even at this point sustain one in every single set. You don't see it from Mattel. If there was money to be made, they would get after it. You gotta believe me on that. I know a lot of people are probably gonna say, well, you can't find AEWs, there's no such thing as a peg warmer. Well, that goes back to that video I had a few weeks ago talking about why exclusives are necessary evil, stuff like that. There's so many people collecting now. Demand is not quite, or the quantities of product is not meeting the demand right now. It is definitely catching up. I saw it this week on my action figure hunt videos with AEW, was at Series 2 out in the shelves. Series 2 is starting to peg warm. I wouldn't call it peg warmer yet, but it's sitting there for a couple of days before it's sold. It's not flying off the shelves immediately. Now that Target's involved, Walmart's selling it, Ringside, Amazon will be picking it up. I expect AEW very soon, in the next maybe 2 sets or so. It'll be like your Mattel Elites. You see some out there, you can find them if you really hunt. Sometimes you can't, depends on your area, but they're much easier to get. We're already seeing that. I'm seeing it with my own eyes. So it'll be interesting where this all goes with the female figures. Obviously, Britt Baker's the next one they're going to make. They keep, teasing and joking about it. And she is probably the biggest star by far in the women's division. There's some other ones that are up and coming. They just haven't had the TV time. People don't know them yet. It'll come. It'll eventually come. But to think you're going to get waves of all females, that's just not going to happen. It's just not what the customer is voting on with their wallet. So there's my business hat, my business rant this week. Very interesting. But Jeremy said something like, in 2029, we'll be celebrating the 100th line of the new AEW figures. So it's just crazy to think about in, 8 years, 9 years, whatever. We're going to have 100 sets of AEW figures. People like me and probably some of you guys, we got to think, are we all in on a loose and mint on box set at this point? How many figures can you hold? How big is your house? Can you hold it all? Can you display it all? I don't know. I'm going to jump off the mint on box bandwagon. I'm not sure where. I'm saying Series 5 right now, but we'll see. I got to step back. I got to figure out what I want to do, because there's nothing worse you can do as a collector than do it kamikaze style and not have a plan. You end up upside down. You end up buying stuff you don't want. You don't need, all that kind of stuff. So you got to have a plan. Work your plan. Don't let the plan work you, is what I'm going to say. So really interesting there on those. So much more to come on AEW over the next few weeks. I'm sure we'll get another unboxing here in a month. I think it's going to be about every 4 or 5 week clip we're going to have figures in our hand at this point. Especially if you're ordering from Ringside Collectibles, who will continue to get these first. You would think, but Walmart's been beating them a couple times. So we'll see how it all shakes out. It's still new. It's still crazy. The demand is still very high, so be on the lookout there. This week we also saw a reaction figure, my boy Lemmy getting a new one. Another little bit of a cash grab from Super7. It's basically that same Lemmy figure with a different t-shirt. Is what it is, but you know me, I got to get every Lemmy figure I see, so I'll definitely be picking that bad boy up. A lot of controversy on Friday. Pro Wrestling Tees releasing numerous Macho Man figures. I'm glad I'm not all in on those micro brawlers. You know what? The first one they released in the morning, the classic Macho Man one, I said, you know what? I'm going to buy that one. Pretty cool. I don't know if I really need it, but you know what? I can always sell it, trade it, flip it down the road if I don't really need it. And then a couple hours later, they release another one. A couple hours later, another one. And it just keeps going throughout the day. I feel bad for you completists on micro brawlers. I don't really agree with that point of what they were doing. Releasing multiple a day is cool, but charging you guys $7-8 shipping each time, and then even more for the overseas guys, find a way to bundle them all together at the end of the day, something like that. Don't take advantage of the shipping. I mean, that all adds up. You end up spending shipping more than a couple of micro brawlers. It's ridiculous, but an interesting business strategy. I don't know if they're making a lot of friends with that strategy. A lot of hot-headed people today pretty angry about it. I would be too if I was buying all those. Pretty ridiculous having to spend shipping every single time. But we'll see where that goes. It was a very interesting thing. And then to cap off the week, I had one of the worst experiences of my life. Terrible. I guess I've had a good life if this is my worst experience. But that is true. I've had a good life. But this got me really hot. So you guys know I love Jack's Classic Superstars. We do a video every week on the channel. Check them out. Jack's Classic Superstars Deep Dive. Always fun to do, fun to talk about. But I've been dipping my toes into the 1 of 100s every once in a while. I'll pick one up if I see a deal. Well, I saw the hottest deal of all time this week. The Ultimate Warrior 1 of 100 was on Mercari. You guys might remember I was on Boozing with the Toys on the Major Wrestling Figure podcast live stream or whatever it was a few weeks ago, negotiating on an Ultimate Warrior 1 of 100. I think they wanted like $3,800 or $3,500 for that. Too rich for my blood. That didn't seem right, and I don't think that's the right price for that. But another one popped up, and it was a hot deal. It was about half that cost. So I jumped on, I bought that thing right away. I said, I'll ask questions later. I got to pick that Warrior up. That's too good of a deal to pass up. Bought it, talked to the owner of it or whatever. Said, okay, hey, just make sure you ship this thing A-okay. I don't want an insurance claim. Make sure you're taking care of this thing. All good. We're going to do it. We're going to double box it, all this stuff. Great. Then on Wednesday, I get a message from the seller, and they say to me, hey, sorry about this, but, my friend, I was selling this for my friend, and they decided that I probably didn't get as much money from this as I should have, so I'm going to cancel the order. Sorry about that. And then they deleted their Mercari account. I was so hot. I was so mad at this. I'm still mad. It's like, come on, what are you doing? Don't put it up. Don't honor the thing. They deleted their account, so they got out of Dodge. They didn't have to do anything. I got refunded my money, which is good. I mean, it would really suck. It'd be even worse if I didn't get refunded my money. But I was so close to that 1 of 100 Warrior. I say it all the time on the channel. You got to get a deal. I had the deal. I had the Warrior. Oh, it just all fell apart at the end and just absolutely soul crushing. So now I need a 1 of 100 Ultimate Warrior. It's almost like that LJN story. Check out that video from like last June, July on my channel where I had that whole LJN collection. It was taken from me and now I had to go get all of them separately. That's what this is like. I feel like I should just go buy that Warrior, but I'm not going to spend $4 grand on that Warrior. Come on. Got to get a deal. So I was all fired up. Just totally fired up on that. And it really ruined my collector's week, ruined my whole week. I thought that Warrior was going to finally come home to a house it deserved to live in. But no, it was not meant to be. I guess everything happens for a reason, they say. So I'm sure that Warrior will be in my collection one of these days, just not today. So there it is. Very, very disappointing on my end on that one. And then the final thing this week, not really much time for me this week. I was very busy with work. Didn't really get to listen to a lot of albums. I'm about halfway through the new Michael Schenker Group album. I talked about it last week. Finally giving it a listen. I'm not sure what to think of this new lead singer. I know he took over for Rainbow on their recent live shows. It's all right. It's going to grow on me, but I love Michael Schenker. He usually doesn't do much wrong for me. There was a couple of bad albums, but for the most part, solid across the board, and that's my album of the week, Michael Schenker Group. Check that bad boy out. Let's get down to the weekly purchases. All right, let's get down to the weekly purchases. Not the biggest week, not the smallest week. I found a few things out at the store you saw and a lot of stuff through the mail this week. As we continue strolling around in the dead zone, I guess we would call it, not a ton of new stuff showing up on the stores right now. I've got all the new Marvel Legends. I got the new He-Man assortment. Got the new wrestling figures. Waiting for that new G.I. Joe. Waiting for that next Marvel Legends X-Men set. The waiting game is what's going on. Waiting for the new G.I. Joe. Kind of in between sets right now. So this is one of those weeks where I do go back, pick up some Star Wars things, some things I'm missing in my collection during the dull time. So that's what we have this week, and that's exactly what I did. So let's get down to it. Let's look at some stuff. Off the ropes, Brock Lesnar. Not too different than the regular one, but no knee pads, no elbow pads. Does come with the chair, though. What could that be about? We'll find out one of these days. Stay close to the channel to find all that news out. Off the ropes, the Rite Aid exclusive back in the day. So Brock Lesnar, dangerously, dangerously close to finishing this Jack set off. Maybe next week. Maybe. We'll see. So there it is. Star Wars this week. You guys saw this out on the figure hunting video with Waylon Jennings out in the wild. A wild Waylon Jennings sighting out there. Picked up the vintage collection Moff Gideon. Picked him up. So there you go. His first 3 3/4 inch scale. See you later. Speaking of Waylon Jennings, he found this for me finally. We talked about this on the channel before. I need to go back and revisit these Turtle episodes. I am so far removed from watching these. I need to watch them again. They're not really streaming. You could buy them on Amazon, but it was cheaper to buy the DVD, so that's what I did. Got the DVD set. However, I looked at like 8 different Walmarts for this set in my area. No dice. Sold out everywhere. But then that old outlaw, he got on his horse. He did some legwork around on his horse and ended up finding this for me, and I paid him, and away I went. So thank you, Waylon Jennings, for getting that bad boy for me. Speaking of Ninja Turtles, you saw this in the figure hunting video. There he is, Vernon and the Rat King. I found 6 of these, I think it was, when I was in Cedar Rapids. Crazy. Right out there hitting the road. There they were. It's the first small size box turtle set we've had in a while. We've had really big characters the last few sets, it seems. This is back to the smaller box, which is all right. You got to mix them up every once in a while. Rat King is one of my favorite villains from the cartoon from when I was younger. And then Vernon is really a 2-in-1. You can kind of turn him into his werewolf, were-rat, whatever you want to call it. He can turn into that. It almost makes me wonder, do I need 2 Vernons? Maybe I need to partner up with somebody that wants just the Rat King and I'll buy their Vernon and we can split it up. Maybe that'll be what I'll do, because I might need 2 Vernons. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to unbox this one very soon. You guys know I love my Ninja Turtles, so I had to pick that guy up. How about another Star Wars? Tanis Speak? I don't even remember this guy in the movie. Return of the Jedi. Apparently it was in Jabba's crew. But fairly hard to find. I found a very cheap, I don't know, not cheap, but a good deal, a lot cheaper than on card. I picked this one up this week. You guys know I love furry creatures. He's got a tail. I mean, come on, it's like part skunk. I don't know what this guy is. But I had to pick him up this week. And then back to Jack's Ruthless Aggression, the last HBK figure I was missing. Finally found this one in a good shape. The tag team set from WrestleMania, I want to say, was it 25? I can't remember what the set was, but it's got Taker and Shawn Michaels. Already have the Taker, needed the Shawn. Got him at a good deal, good cost. Pretty terrible Shawn figure, but had to be done. If you're going to be a completist, you have to have that one. So that and the Brock, you put those two in the mix, there might be only one missing. We'll see. We'll talk more maybe next week about that, so stay tuned. Back to Star Wars, Rio Durant. One of the solo Black Series figures. I was missing this one, playing that long game. Finally got this bad boy for $10. Was not spending $20 on him. Even though he's little, he has 4 arms. Pretty intriguing for Kyle. This is Kyle's type of character right here. But waited, played the long game, and I won. Bam, there you go. Another long game, a 25-year long game, I don't know. Got this for $5. This is one of the ones I was missing. I guess I'm only missing the original Luke. I just went through and looked through everything. I'm missing the regular plain Jane Luke, which is kind of surprising. I will get it. See you later. I'll get that one for $5 or $6, and I'll be done with that Power of the Force set. So that'll be good. I got another cheap one. This was the only one. I completed another set here. The Clone Pilot. This was the only Revenge of the Sith figure from this set I was missing. So I have that set complete now. I wish I had my kazoo, but my daughter ran off with it, or else I'd play it for you. See you later. Another one from the Power of the Jedi, a bit harder to find figure. Finally found this for a decent price. A Mana Man, one of the creepiest Star Wars characters of all time. Just very scary. And it's Salacious Crumb, an old friend of mine. He's in the pack as well, but a Mana Man. Very, very creepy. This artwork on the back scares me. Nightmare-inducing, nightmare fuel. Love it, love it. See you later. How about some more Star Wars vintage collections? I won these on eBay for way cheaper than the store. I don't know what happened, how I won this, but I got some of these. I got Obi-Wan from the Clone Wars. Had to pick that up. Darth Maul from the Phantom Menace. Coming in hot. Got Anakin Skywalker from the Clone Wars. So I'm picking up some of these vintage collections. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not taking my own advice. I always say, have a plan. Know your plan. I'm doing it kamikaze style right now. Not smart. Not smart. Don't recommend it. Wicket. Oh, yeah. You guys know I love an Ewok. I can't pass up Wicket. All-time favorite Wicket in the house. Happy to have him. Back to Jax. Technically Ruthless Aggression, maybe Classic Superstar, somewhere in between. I do have this one loose. Now I have it mint in box. We're looking at Val Venus. Limited edition. A missing figure from really the Jax lineup days. This is the classic one I always think of. The classic Val, kind of. There is a classic Val, I should say, but this is the Ruthless Aggression era Val we never got, and you got it in this box. So it is what it is, and don't throw a fit, as some might say. So I got that Val, even though I already had it. How about a little bit more Star Wars here? I did do a big buy. Hoth Trooper. You guys have seen this before. This one was in part of the lot I bought. You can never have enough Hoth Troopers. See you later. How about Luke Skywalker, Return of the Jedi, or Mandalorian? You choose. Where do you want him to be? But I got this one this week. Very happy to get that. Got Rapper Tooney. He was part of that lot too, and I just got him last week on a beat-up card. This is a more higher-end figure, and it's actually mint condition, so I'm going to sell this one to help pay off some of that lot, as I got a cheap one that was damaged last week, because I'm going to open it anyways. So I'll be selling this bad boy in the next week or so. R2-D2 from Jabba's sail barge. That's going to be my white whale that I'll never get, is that Jabba. I should have backed the barge back in the day. I passed. What was I thinking? Now that thing's well over $1,000. Probably never going to own it unless they reissue it or resell it or change it up or something like that. I don't see that happening anytime soon. But I'm going to have a cool Jabba's display area. But it's just going to be missing when you don't got that barge. But maybe with the help of that backdrop guy, I can get a barge background and I can smoke and mirrors it and figure it out that way. That's my plan. And we got our old friend Lando in disguise. We all love Lando. Love this figure. There it is. And then to speak, or whatever that guy's name was, this guy, I got his buddy, his running buddy, Jay Quill. You'll never forget Jay Quill, one of the stars of Return of the Jedi. We'll never forget him. Just a menacing figure. Nobody remembers this guy, but it is what it is. I got him through the door this week. And then we got some vehicles, a few Phantom Menace vehicles. We got Sebula's Pod Racer from the Phantom Menace. And it's one of those things, you buy them in a bundle and you can save a lot of money if you're smart. Got the Naboo Fighter, electronic Naboo Fighter, going all in. And then we got one more, Anakin Skywalker's Pod Racer. So I got that one. So I got 3 vehicles. I think I paid $40 shipped for these 3. Pretty cheap. Very easy. If you're looking for deals out there on some of this stuff, you can find it. You just got to look for bundles. Don't just look for this one. Look for a bundle. You might be able to get it, this one basically free buying the other stuff. And that's exactly what I did. And then we're going to finish. Not a ton of stuff left. Just a few things left this week. Got my boy Humberto. Humberto, he's not just pepperoni anymore. That's Umberto, I believe. But this is Humberto. I found one with Waylon Jennings, but he had a messed up face. He had a face, like the eye was kind of bleeding down. It was a mess. And then the white one, I think the white one's a Chase, I didn't want. So then I went back home after I got back. I went to another Walmart, found him again, and this one was in better shape. So I picked up old Humberto. We'll do a major basics unboxing video. I did it a couple of months ago. I kind of let these basics build up, and I opened them all together. Gonna do that here in the next couple of weeks. See you later, Humberto. And then I got Tegan Knox, first time in the line. A lot of people hated this figure. I do think it looks better in hand. We'll see when I unbox it. But I'm not too displeased with this. They did put her tattoos on it. Same line as Humberto, so I did get that. See you later. And then the deal of the week, I posted this on social media. Hopefully you're following along. Twitter, @SirPaul64. And then Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson on Instagram. Follow along. A lot of deals, a lot of Amazon flash deals I'll put up, a big deal of the day, stuff like that. Helping you guys out, posting my daily videos. Kind of a one-stop shop, but I did post this. On the road, I found AJ Styles Basic, $3. Really couldn't pass this up for $3. Maybe I'll do I'll get a Big Show head and I'll pull this hair off and I'll make a custom of myself. Maybe give it a Motorhead t-shirt and there you go. It'll sit on my office at work. I can have my own custom. So there you go. I'll drive it to Minnesota next week. I'll stop by old customizer Dave Wheeler's house. Swing by, say, Dave, let's make these things together. Let's do the old Kyle custom, and we'll get that done. So we'll see. See you later, AJ. Only 2 things left this week. Hot off the truck from Amazon. Fan Takeover Shayna Baszler. So there it is. We're going to unbox these on the channel this week. I got a lot to say, and it's not really good stuff to say about these. And then I did get the Seth Rollins Fan Takeover. Came through the mail this week. So I got these 2. And then what is it? Adam Cole is the other one. He is coming sometime by 10 o'clock today. So I'll have him, I guess, next week. I'll probably open him up before weekly purchases, but we'll talk about it. And then that just leaves Ricky Steamboat, who on Thursday went up for pre-order finally on Amazon. If you're following along on Twitter and Instagram, I did post links up there. Hey, here's the Amazon link. Get it while you can to Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. So that's even more reason to follow along. Subscribe to me on YouTube. Hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, belowthecollar.com, of course. Get your very own See You Later t-shirt. Support the channel. Hit the Big Bad Toy Store link down below. All the usual plugs. Ringside Collectibles, 10%. Use discount code Kyle. I think I got it all in there. I plugged it all. So that's it for this week. Weekly purchases is over. It's a quick one. And I'm rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling my way out of here. I'll see you guys real soon.